we've got to talk about Eric Swalwell once again because this guy is probably going to jail. Not just, ending his run for governor of California, not just, ending his tenure as a congressman, but this guy may be in a jumpsuit very, very soon. As well as we got to talk about a major Democrat donor, billionaire donor that is stepping away from the Democrat Party. We also have to get into an individual that may be tied into all of this that you guys are going to want to see. You got to check it out. So before we hop into that, make sure you guys smack that like button. All right. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. It's totally free, right? It is totally free to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed to my second channel, that link is down below in the description box. It is called Extra Rich. Okay. Extra Rich. With that being said, let's hop into this first clip that I have for you guys with another Eric Swalwell accuser. Check it out.
To allegations. She's speaking now in California, Beverly Hills. Let's watch.
In 2018, while I was living and working as a model in Beverly Hills, and I also owned a fashion software company, I had contact with Eric Swalwell on 3 separate occasions after meeting him socially. He offered me connections to further my software company, and I also had an interest in local politics. He invited me to 2 public events. I knew he was married at the time and that his wife was pregnant. He was my friend. On the 3rd occasion, I believe he drugged my drink. I only had 1 glass of wine. We were supposed to go to a political event, and he said he needed to get paperwork from his hotel room. When I arrived at his hotel room, I was already incapacitated, and I couldn't move my arms or my body. He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died. I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar. The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center.
Crazy, crazy stuff. So he was out here allegedly drugging individuals and doing some unspeakable things to them, which is always crazy to me because it's like, bro, just pull up to a bar. There's literally women who have gone out on the town simply to find somebody to clap their cheeks. That's it. That's what they out there for. Ladies, y'all know, I know some of y'all friends have been out. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. All right? There's literally women who their sole purpose for the night is finding some dick. That is it. And so to be out drugging chicks is crazy. That is some wild stuff. Wild stuff, especially considering what I just said. Now, somebody else that is getting roped into all of this is a Democrat senator by the name of Ruben Gallego. And some of you may remember that name because he is the guy who actually beat Carrie Lake in Arizona. Yeah. Because in some of these images, it looks like it's actually him that is next to Eric Swalwell. Now, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can show y'all this because... here we go. Here's a better image where you can't, like, see up her dress. Here. So this is Ruben Gallego, which is not the greatest picture in the world. That kind of looks AI, but he looks like that. And this is a video with Eric Swalwell. Eric Swalwell's off the screen. You can't see him. He's like over here, like pulling the chick down. Here's his hand right there. You can kind of see his fingertips there. But this looks like Ruben Gallego. That genuinely looks like Ruben, and Eric Swalwell hung out. Like, they're friends. So it wouldn't be far, it's not far-fetched to say that this was Ruben himself in that same room. Now, full disclosure, he has denied all accusations because that question has come up. And matter of fact, here it is.
Eric Swalwell making out with a woman sitting next to someone. Was that you sitting next to him?
This is an example of the lies. No, I was not sitting next to him. I was not in the room. I was nowhere. I don't even know where it happened. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Chris LaCivita and a bunch of other right-wing political operatives are pushing this narrative that somehow I was in that room with Eric Swalwell, and that is an absolute lie.
Okay. Now, I can't show you that video because the video is attached to an image where you can kind of see up the chick's skirt a little bit. So, for PG reasons, all right, I'm not going to show you the actual video, but you heard it. You heard it. One other thing that I found pretty interesting is this line of questioning where he kind of confirms that he knew that Eric Swalwell was this way for years. But then he kind of backtracks when he catches himself. Check it out.
What were the it was just it was flirty. That was flirty.
And that was when? About what year was it?
I mean, that was through, we've heard that. We've heard that throughout.
Oh, so there you go. He was very flirty. We've known that throughout. We've known that for a while. Very flirty.
Thank you so much. I want to clarify because in the beginning, we'll go back there. In the beginning, you said when you first heard these rumors a few weeks ago, that's when you called him. Then you said you've heard these rumors for years. So which one is it, Senator?
So I heard rumors of him being flirty.
And that wasn't an issue enough for you to not trust him to watch your kids or be close with him?
Because, you hear this, and then when you're close to somebody and you know his wife, you see this. You see that relationship. You know that, like, it maybe just isn't true.
Have you asked him about it prior to this few weeks?
I asked him about it a few weeks ago when it started coming up online.
Yes.
Why, when you ask him about it, if you're running his campaign, sir?
She had no idea
You see that there? A little fishy. Now let's get into billionaire Stephen Klobeck. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Billionaire donor to the Democrat Party and Eric Swalwell. Check out what he recently had to say.
I guess first off, your initial reaction to everything that's happened since Friday.
Look, I live in the world of telling the truth, and I'm disappointed. I'm shocked. I'm beyond disappointed. We expect people in Congress and in our political world to tell the truth. And, our people, before we endorsed him, asked him numerous times, is there anything we need to know? And he lied to us. All right? You don't lie about stuff like this. You don't lie. You don't do it, right?
And you guys have been close friends for...
I've known him for the longest time. And I'm going to tell you something that I've never seen him out with women. When he stayed here occasionally, he's never brought a woman here.
Did you suspect this at all?
No! I was blown away. Like, blown away. Like, there's no way I would have endorsed him.
Yeah.
It's such a shock. And you know what? With a lot of the phone calls I've had over the last couple days, if you want to be a really good investigative journalist, start investigating everyone in Congress. Because it's a cesspool of the S word.
There's some more of this going on.
I got to be careful, FCC with you.
Yeah.
And start investigating it. Clean it up. We are customers of the United States. We deserve equal or greater value for our tax dollars.
When he says that it's a cesspool, he's correct. He's not lying. And I made a video on this the other day. As a matter of fact, I think I brought it up yesterday in a video, or the day before yesterday in a video as well. Literally, Congress voted on keeping the names of congressmen secret who have used this slush fund that they have of $17, $18, $19 million, whatever it is. They voted to keep the names secret. Now, why would they do such a thing? So you mean to tell me Democrats are out here crying and complaining about the Epstein list. They're out here marching and doing all this other stuff, right? And then when it comes to Eric Swalwell, they're out here trying to proverbial take the high road and, oh yeah, he's got to go. This is unacceptable. But meanwhile, when it came down to expose the individuals that they are in Congress with, they voted to keep them secret. Individuals who have used, I don't know, upwards of $17 million to keep SA cases quiet. You did that, and you want me to believe that you genuinely care? No, you don't. Because if you did, you would have exposed all of your colleagues who are out here doing this stuff and using taxpayer funds to cover their own ass. Okay? So don't let these Democrats out here fool you and say, "Oh yeah, we don't accept this stuff. We did this. This is disgusting." No, that's all talk. Because when the rubber met the road, they showed who they genuinely are. Okay, let's continue.
All right, and is it fair enough?
Yeah, I was gonna say fair to say you're mad. I mean,
mad.
Yeah.
I am no longer a Democrat. I'm now a libertarian Republican. Because that's what a blue dog Democrat used to be. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's called executing, being accountable, enforcing, respect, responsibility, and results. Knowing what your job description is. Delivering results. Unifying. Making this country great. The great brand we have, okay? Or we used to. Can we get it together, please?
Yeah.
Can we get it together, please? And you know what? When I ran for the governorship, I did because I couldn't find a candidate that was worthy to back. And I thought Eric had the goods. But he didn't tell the truth. Okay?
Do you like any of these other options?
Too early to tell. Okay? Too early to tell. I met them all. Too early to tell. And, you know, we're past March 31st. Too bad. Otherwise, I'd still be in the race. Okay? Because I had solutions. I studied the problems. And I know what's best for California because I grew up here. And I am sad. Save California, please. Save California. We need to be saved.
How's your relationship with Eric? Are you guys still friends?
Eric who? Is that clear? Don't bust the trust. You bust the trust, okay? You don't exist in my life. You don't bust the trust. It's all about having integrity. Integrity. Okay? I shake your hand, you shake my hand, we make a deal. We work together. We all have to make California the best it could possibly be. And you know what? I'm so disappointed in the Democrats. And I've said this before, I think on your show. They're not woke. They're not weak. They have no brass balls. I am now a Republican. And I wish I could say a lot of other things that I used to say in my business world, but I have to be respectful to you and your show.
Appreciate that.
And your viewers. But you know what? Stand up. How can these endorsers not know this? How can CTA not know this? How can SEIU not know this? How can not these endorsers all not know this? Okay? Because from what I'm hearing, it's pretty well known in D.C. that this stuff's going on.
Bing, 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 bing.
So guess what? Wake up, people. Start asking tough questions. We deserve better.
Are you trying to figure out a way to get the contributions that you made to Swallow's campaign?
Yeah. He's not kidding. He's not kidding. This is a guy who's well connected. Well connected. Billionaire. Democrat donor. They all knew about Eric Swalwell. They knew. Don't you find it, kind of interesting how there was 2 Republicans on track to be competing for the governorship of California because no Democrat would drop out. And then as, the timer started ticking down, right? As we're getting close to the 12th hour, boom, all of a sudden hit with all of this. You mean to tell me that nobody in Congress knew? If you think that nobody knew, especially in the Democrat Party, who and what Eric Swalwell is and what he was doing, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. They all knew who this guy was. They didn't care. They didn't care. All they care about is power. And I've talked about that time after time after time again. I mean, we could go back to the Epstein files as one large example, one blaring example of the fact that they don't care. All they care about is power and control. They had the same Epstein files for 4 years under the Biden and Kamala Harris administration. How many times did they ask for any releasing of those files while Biden and Kamala Harris had them? Yeah, zero. But all of a sudden, when Trump walks in office, it's all of a sudden like the biggest deal in the world. Oh, Trump's in the files. Trump's in the files. Well, if he was really in the files, why didn't Kamala and Joe Biden release it and destroy his political career? I rest my case. All Democrats care about is power and control. Power and control. And I'm not saying that all Republicans are great as well, because we have some terrible ones like John Thune. He don't give a shit about anything except for staying in the Senate, which is why South Dakota, 2028, it's your time to shine, baby. John Thune must be voted out. Alaska, 2028, Lisa Murkowski. She's got to go. Got to vote her out. Uncle Trump has already come out against that ranked choice voting mess that they have in Alaska, which is one of the big reasons why somebody like Lisa Murkowski is allowed to even stay in the Senate. So, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this. They most certainly knew about Eric Swalwell, and I think this guy is going to prison for a while. And they just lost another major donor. Congratulations, Democrats. You played yourself.